Okay. Okay, can you see my slide? Oh, okay. Okay. So far for those still not familiar with me, I'm Dr. Syahrul. So today I will like sharing. This is not like a really formal lecture. This is just for sharing on publication of research findings. So I think this is the last lecture, right, for your research methodology course. So okay. Oh, may I know? Most of you, actually, how many of you master student? Wait, I cannot see. Okay. Oh, okay. So all master, no PhD here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, this is before we start our lecture. Yeah, this is the learning outcome. At the end of this lecture, at least most of you, I think all of you quite familiar with what kind of articles, and this is today is the exposure, the sharing on how to publish your finding of the research. Where at the end of the lecture, it expected that. Uh, all of you able to identify appropriate journals and publication venues where you know the way the step by step how to publish. Okay, identify appropriate journal and publication venue for the research findings. And the second, at least you're able to prepare what the reviewers want in terms of the acceptable research article, prepare a manuscript that meet the submission requirements of the target journal, and then navigate the journal submission and peer review process effectively. Okay, I think some of you quite familiar with publishing things. Okay, now may I know? I need some response actually. So why do we need to publish our research work as a graduate student? Okay, any idea why we need to publish? Anyone? It is important to share our data with the community. Requirements to graduate. Yeah, that's true. What community you want to share? Findings so that it can be acted on for management for scientific. Okay. That's good among our community, right? Researcher, especially for the research article, right? We share within our community. Then we have another kind of publication like newspaper, for example. That one is for the layman. So we do the research, but the community don't know about the scientific things. So that's how newspaper can, I mean, the engagement between us and them. Okay. And first, building your CV. Yeah, if you plan to be an academician one day, this is it start with the publication. So during the postgraduate journey, just I mean enjoy the journey and do publish on the findings that you got from the field. Okay. And then establishing expertise. We can't say someone is an expert if he or she don't have any papers. So it's kind of research article that we've published, it validate you as a scholar. So it's how important publication. Okay. If you have any question, just interrupt me. Okay. So of course, for networking, so maybe one day you want to collaborate, you want to uh, or how to say, yeah, you want to collaborate in terms of research. Maybe you want to do comparative studies. So this is maybe we can identify the expert or collaborator, the partners, through the Google Scholar, for example. So this is the thing lah. Okay. And then gaining experience. Yeah, as a graduate student, what the differentiate between you and lab assistant? You, both of you can collect the data, but in terms of analysis, publication, scholarly work, it is you as a postgraduate student. So yeah, gaining experience, you will face kind of rejection. So you know the process start from how to design the manuscript till it is get published. Okay. So of course, when you do research, it is about the contributing to the body of knowledge. Okay. Yeah. So of course, I have somebody say that for sure for your graduation. So yeah, this is the big motivation for you. Why? You must to publish. If not, you cannot graduate. Okay. So this is the specific requirement for conformal of the GR. This is UMS postgraduate regulation where most of you have to alert with this. Master degree student must produce at least one index corpus. Yeah, that's the minimum requirement. And please do more. Yeah, maybe you have kind of many data, and maybe you have several objectives. For example, this is the thing, you have to be brilliant, be smart. How it can be like maybe you can get more than one paper based on your master data. Yeah, so even you can publish the review article. Yeah. And then this is quite unique in UMS where uh, the requirement is conference. You must attend, present, presentation, oral or poster at any conference, uh, either national level or international level. But in Malaysia, I think most of university don't have this kind of regulation. But UMS, we have it. So please be alert to things, publications, yeah, research article, and a conference. Okay. 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 May I know most of you have been experienced with publishing your research work? Anyone? Yeah, that's good. Oh, okay. That's cool. So, what kind of data you publish? Is it a research article? That one is what type of paper? Research article or review article? May I know?
Um, Both research articles and short publications.
So the data now, at what semester you are?
I'm first semester. It's not from my master's work. It's
Now
from
from
your
your undergraduate bachelor degree.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. So you have that kind of experience. That's cool. Okay. So, okay. The first thing that you have to know, yeah, you have the data, you already write, you you're done with the manuscript preparation. So first you have to identify the right journal. Yeah. So this is very important. Identify the right journal. So maybe anyone have idea why we need to choose the right journal? Maybe somebody want to share. Just share. Since you have that experience, why choose the right journal is matter. Journals have specific requirement for published work. Okay, specific requirement. What is it? What's the specific requirement? You mean is it
So,
the journal scope?
uh, so yeah, I mean, some are more conservative focus, some focus on more text on one particular sector. So
Mm,
identifying what they require particularly is very important. For example,
mhm,
one expectation that um we have two results from journals over like for instance this is only focusing on one bird species. It's not relevant to people because they use different ecosystem that we
mm.
have not daily journals. So we need more methodology development. So, you know, they have these specific mm,
Okay, that's good. Journal have themes and scope that focuses on certain type of research. Yeah, this is very important. You will have to check the website of the journal. Okay. They also impact factor that shows how often your work is likely going to get cited and viewed. Okay. Yeah, this kind of thing. So that I can say that some of you have the good knowledge on how to publish and things. Okay. So okay, this is some tips for selecting high impact journals. Yeah, when we call high impact, it must index under the Web of Science. So we have the Scopus and Web of Science database. So you have to know what the difference between both of the metric. Okay. Okay, first, of course, match. Make sure your manuscript match the scope and audience. That's why when you are going to submit your work into any journal, uh, yeah, you have to provide the cover letter, right? So that's why you have to state there in your cover letter why your manuscript is best to publish here in the journals. You have to convince the editor, right? So this is kind of thing that you have to consider my scope and audience. If not, the associate editor at uh, the first filter, I mean the first level, they will reject your manuscript because of you not match the scope and audience of the journal. Okay, so the impact factor and journal ranking. Yeah, somebody say about how impact things and impact factor and journal ranking. We have to check through the website. If yeah, Web of Science or Scopus, you have to click to refer the legit website database. Okay, so journal readership and influence, and then the review the journal recent publication. Yeah. So this is about trend. Maybe some journal look some topic, or you can see the trend like, oh, this is maybe the AI thing now. The editor interested to publish this kind of the specific topic. So this you have to think, review the journal recent publication. Oh, this also important where you can uh, validate is it this is the predatory journal or not. If maybe the scopus maybe one of the journal we don't know is it discontinued or not in the Scopus database. So you can check. So is it still active, ongoing publication there? So you have to check the journal, the recent research articles there. Okay. Okay, this is check peer review process. Maybe it takes some journals, some publisher is quite transparent with the time from the first decision and after you submitting your work and then till get published then. So you can plan because you still we can say that yeah you have your own plan, your timeline. So please uh, plan yourself. Uh, so please check the how it takes uh, during for each stages of till it get published. Okay. So okay, this open access versus subscription based. Some journal is provide open access. Some no, it is subscription based. But most of open access, there is APC article processing charge, uh, but subscription based, I think we don't have to pay. But yeah, we will go in depth for this details. Okay, for journal rejection rates. Oh yeah, maybe Springer and Xavier they state uh, the journal rejection rates there. This is it can you can consider this thing. Okay, consult with advisor and colleague. Yeah, consult with your friends, your lab mates, right? Maybe they have a good experience on this. Maybe your supervisor have certain journals that maybe it's quite realistic, practical, realistic for you within your timeline, your master journey. Okay. Yeah, publication time and frequency. Yeah, index and accessibility, ethical standards. So okay. This is like I've mentioned before, navigating open access traditional publishing, the options. Okay, what it is open access? So it is actually research output that are made available online free of cost or other access barrier. Online free of cost. It means that anybody can access your paper without university Wi-Fi, for example. Yeah. Okay, traditional publishing, journals that require subscription. Yeah, some journal they provide when you submit your manuscript in the navigation system in the system itself. In the end of the before you submit your work, you can choose you want to choose either open access or traditional publishing, or they say by subscription. So if your research is secure with the research grant, maybe you have some money, you can choose the first one because it will benefit you in terms of citation later. Okay, for the subscription, it's kind of, but still okay if you choose the second one. But in terms of in terms of visibility, in terms of citation, is quite lower than the open access one. Okay. This is the routes to open access. Uh, we have gold, we have hybrid, we have closed, we have green. Yeah, you can check it. Okay. So gold versus, I just want to share the gold versus green. Yeah. Open access journal or hybrid journal for the gold versus the green one is subscription based journal or hybrid journal, which is most if you choose the green one, you don't have to pay. But the community who can access your paper is only university. For those who have the access to the databases of university, maybe via the via the Wi-Fi, university Wi-Fi, and so on. Yeah. Public access to find a published article. Yeah, okay. Yeah, paid versus no. Okay, article freely available. Okay, fine. Integrity of scientific record. Okay. Okay. Now I've mentioned open access increase visibility rather than the green one, the buy subscription. Okay. Faster dissemination, of course. Yeah. Compliance with funding agencies. Okay. Yeah, you have to think that maybe UMS have kind of support in terms of uh, open access. So you have to check. You can ask your supervisor. So if because some university they quite support the scholar with that APC for the open access publication type. Okay. The traditional one. Okay, longer publication times is kind of challenge. Okay. Okay, we also have the hybrid option. That's why you have to check the aims of the journal, the scope of the journal, each of the things of the detail of the journal, so that you can plan in terms of financial, in terms of time. Many journals now offer hybrid model where authors can choose to pay while still having traditional base. This is a flexibility. Yeah. Yeah. At first, maybe you choose open access. Then after some reviewing process, and then your paper got accepted, then during that time you can choose actually you still want to to choose the open access, or you want to change your mode to hybrid option, to another option, to subscription based, for example, because you don't have money. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, because some journals offer this hybrid, some journals no, you must have to pay for the open access. Yeah, that's why you have to check. If not, yeah, it's quite wasting time, and then finally you withdraw your manuscript because you don't have that kind of support in terms of money. Okay. Okay, this is good news where I want to share that Springer Nature have this kind of agreements with the Ministry of Higher Education in Malaysia. They cover the full APC coverage. You have to check this. Yeah, maybe your topic, and then of course you can identify the right journal for you, right, to publish. So then you have to check this. So if you yeah, okay. So no need to pay if your journal listed under this agreement. Okay, like this. This is the publisher, right? Springer, Parker, Macmillan, BMC, Discover, Nature Portfolio. But you can see how cool Unimas, University Malaysia Sarawak, even BMC, Discover, and Nature Portfolio, they can cover, they can pay. But UMS, you can see Springer and Paragraph Macmillan. So please be aware, even I published in the Discover recently, but still the APC is 5,000. I forgot 5,000. Is it 800? So UMS can cover the 5,000, and the rest, of course, you have to divide with your quotas in terms to pay for the Discover Journal, for example, because our university not cover this, but you have the penerbit, UMS penerbit to cover your publication, your APC. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, peer review versus non-peer review. Okay, peer review. When we talk about the peer review, there is some reviewers. Of course, impactful impact journals, they implement the peer review. I think, yeah, we don't look at this non-peer review. Okay. Yeah, this I think I mentioned before: scope and audience of the journal, impact factor and reputation, journal indexing. Please look at it. Scopus and walls. Open access versus closed access considerations. Okay. So when we talk about the index journal, yeah, it's about the Web of Science, Scopus, era. My side, no. It just covered three of this in the context of UMS. So Web of Science, Corpus, and Era. But please um, try to get published for the Web of Science or Scopus. I'm not encourage you to publish in Era. Okay, this is kind of the top tiers is Web of Science. It's very the, the good one, followed by Scopus. We have our national index, which is my side. This one, yeah, for those social sciences, maybe they will get this or era. Yeah. So for the Web of Science, Universiti Malaysia Sabah not subscribe the database, but yeah, you cannot. I mean, quite challenge when you cannot access the database by Web of Science because university not pay for it. But some university, their university pay for this database, but still okay. If not, you just look at the yeah. But still, you can use. I mean, not the because by the university UMS student email, you cannot access the database itself. Actually, yeah. How can I help this one? It's quite challenging because I work in UTM and UKM, so I can access. Just use my old account, but yeah, here, okay, it's okay. So, yeah, some students they buy the White House database from Shopee. So actually, you can check the Web of Science. Just sharing because UMS not really like highlight the Web of Science, but just Scopus. So we have this the feature of the Web of Science journal citation reports. So, for example, you check through this database the name of the journal. You just click, and then you can see type your journal's name, and then you can see the impact Q1, Q2, or Q3 from the database itself. Okay, for the science, this is the code. Like, yeah, this is just example environmental development and sustainability I've published before. So yeah, you can see, right, the publication frequency. Okay, these 12 issues per year. These are the things that you have to consider. You have to compare. Maybe you can have the table or matrix to compare which the best journal that you are going to choose. Okay, this is how to read the impact factor from the database. So it have, for example, they have the two category of environmental sciences and green and sustainable science and technology. You can see the journal, the journal is Q2 from this, and then yeah, check journal GIF, journal impact factor quartile. This is, you can refer. This is how other university or internationally we can say that oh, I publish in Q1 or I publish in Q2. So this is the we refer before, especially the research university culture in Malaysia. They stick to this database, not the Scopus one, but still okay. In UMS we have another another thing which is a scopus. Wait, let's okay. Well, this from the website we can see a 5-year impact factor. Okay, now we go to the scopus, which is very close to you. So for those, please don't refer the Simago. Please refer the Scopus one. You can log in to UMS e-resources, this one. Just enter your UMS student account or log in using your SMP account here. So then the feature is like this. You can see brought to you by Universiti Malaysia Sabah. So yeah, the same journal, which is Food, Environment, Development and Sustainability. The previous one, I want to check either it is listed under the Web of Science or not. Okay, it confirmed that the journal is index of Web of Science. Now in Scopus, yes. So the journal have two index, which is Web of Science and Scopus at the same time. Okay. So environment development and sustainability, you can see the Scopus coverage. Yes, this is very important for you to check because some journal, they maybe the journal is banned from the database, so it will state that like the coverage are discontinued. So somehow, so sometimes the SEMA go that most of the student easy to refill. Um, the coverage, yes, is still there, but in Scopus database, it is discontinued. So which one is correct? So of course this one. So just refer the legit one. This is the Scopus database, okay? So you can see here, ISS anything, the details, not it, okay. Okay. How about MDPI Journal's website, doctor? Is it allowed? You talk about website or journal? Okay, later I will share about the MDPI, okay? So, our institute have own journal, which is JTBC. So it is covered. You can see that it indexed from 2021 and now. Yeah. Oh, actually, the last year index will be released. I mean, the journal, is it still maintaining the status of Scopus or not? Yeah, it will be updated around maybe in June for the last year. I think for this year, still not yet. For the last year, 2025, yeah. Sorry, yeah. It means that it's not like early of first quarter of the year you can I mean the Scopus take time to release the indexing things. Is it still covered by Scopus or not at the moment? So it's how important for you to always check before you are going to submit your manuscript. Okay. So how to see quartile? This is good. I want to share that. This is very relevant to you as UMS students. So the Asian Myrmecology, I mean, yeah, ITBC journal. So how to see quartile in Scopus? Okay. Okay, can you tell me this journal is Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4 or none? Anyone? Any ideas? Q1 ke Q2 ke Q3? Hello? I need some response. Q2? No idea. Oops. Actually, you can see that uh, for the category insect science, 83 per 187 times 100. So that is belong to 44. So 44 belong to Q2. Yes, Q2. Okay, that's how we are going to uh, determine. Yeah, it's Q2 or Q3. That both correct. If your paper in the category of insect science, yeah, it is Q2. If your paper is more to ecology things, it belong to Q3. It is Q3. So this is how you are going to, you will tell somebody maybe, oh, my paper is Q1 or Q2. Yeah. Okay, this is ERA. ERA is Australian database. You must still recognize it for you to graduate. I mean, for your graduation. So ERA is stand for Excellent in Research for Australia. ARC by ARC, released by ARC, but still now 2026, but the database still stuck in 2020. I don't know, but still UMS still globally use this era 2023. Okay. So no Q1, Q2 here in era, just listed under this. Okay, very manual because they provide just the Excel. So if you are going to publish here, please check. Yeah. Okay, bear in mind, rule of thumb, where most of WAS index, Web of Science index journals are Scopus index. It's a very the top, the prestigious one. So, but not many Scopus index journals are WAS. Bear in mind. So, what we can say here. So, please check both. Yeah, please check both. Okay, tools for finding suitable journals. We have the Journal Finder for the Elsevier, for the Springer Nature. This is two the famous one that most of the researcher or scholar you publish. Okay, the top publisher. Okay, okay. This is the Taylor and Francis. Okay, journal suggestor. Just paste your abstract of your article, then the system will suggest which journal is fit or the best for you. Okay, and of course, when sometimes it's not really correct, but at least it's kind of helpful because they will list the journals, right? So it's important for you still to look at the details of the journals. Like I mentioned before, the scope of the journal, yeah, and you have to consider many things like the time of publication, the frequency annually, how much in a year, and etc. So this is the list journal finder that you can use to match your manuscript. Okay, we have Emerald here, Springer, then France, and Xavier. Okay. Oh, actually, you have activity here, but are you still here? Hmm.
Yes, we're here.
Okay. Okay. Now, our activity one. Okay, all of you will be given sample of extract. I think most of you can access ITEL, right? I have uploaded the lecture notes there. Okay, I just want all of you at least try to find try to use the journal selection tools to identify the suitable journals for the topic. Okay. Discuss why you choose specific journal and consider and share what factor kenapa kamu pilih that journal, you decide to publish into that journal. Okay. Semua nature. Wow. Wow, nature. Orang-orang hebat. Okay, wait. Okay. How many of you here? Okay, you can choose. I have some abstract. Yeah, the second abstract, the abstract and fourth abstract. You can choose which which abstract, any abstract here, one of it, and please use digital finder, and I give you 15 minutes, and then we go back here, and yeah, then you can share with all of your friends here. Okay, you can share them. Is it okay?
The abstracts are in the lecture note, kan?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
We have 4 abstract here: abstract 1, abstract 2, abstract 3, and 4. Maybe you want to present, if you have, maybe you want to get into a PowerPoint maybe, or some visual things, or if not, you just share. Yeah, you just cakap saja. Okay. Hmm. Okey juga semua?
Okay.
Okey. Kita ni lah. Okay, anyone want to share your thought based on your experience just now? Maybe you can mention which abstract you choose and what is the journal that you will choose. Anyone volunteer to share?
I already put my answer in the chat.
Oh,
I thought we were,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Samuel, you abstract one journal of insect science. Oh, it means that for all abstract, you determine the best journal that fit to the abstract, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you share how what's the criteria actually for the first abstract? You think that this is the best journal for the abstract one?
I think for
Mm-hmm.
abstract one, it was focusing on dragonflies, right? In
Okay.
general, right? In general, dragonflies in
Mm-hmm.
general, in oil palm plantations. And also plus that this study is like an original research article, not like a review or
Mm-hmm.
an opinion or anything. So that's why like I went for Journal of Insect Science because I think yes, the focus is on insects, but also they also focus a bit more on the original research articles lah. So yeah.
So which journal finder that you actually choose? You use.
Uh, Usually I use like Web of Science or sometimes Google Scholar as well, but it depends on. But I think it's usually Web of Science for me. Um, so yeah.
How you actually? I think that the task is you have to choose copy paste the abstract and put into the journal finder either Taylor or
Oh
Springer. Or you don't not done that one?
no! Oh, I thought it's like you try. Oh, sorry, I might have
Okay.
misunderstood your instruction. Sorry,
Oh, okay. I'm
I
so
thought it's
sorry.
like try to how do I put it? It's like the most relevant journal.
Oh,
Sorry, or
okay,
like the more
okay.
suitable.
Like
Oh,
you choose
sorry.
the
Yeah, yeah.
manual one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. That's
It's
my
okay.
mistake.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's
I'll
good
try it again.
because
I'll try it again.
okay, okay. Anyone want to share?
Um,
Me.
doc-
Okay.
yeah, doctor. So we focus on set one.
Okay.
Sabah and I had here together. We sort of discussed, the results of, what we could find on the general plan.
Mm-hmm.
So on elsewhere, we found that the the most suitable was hydrobiology, because
Okay.
like abstract one is focused on aquatic invertebrates, which is dragonflies, and how like, the environment and conditions is affecting their diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we thought since this journal focuses covers research in organism level, system level, it is relevant. And also, it is
Mm-hmm.
also focused on the impact of human activities on aquatic ecosystems. So it
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be in when we used the spring. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. When we used Springer, we found two journals that we think are highly relevant.
Mm-hmm.
First is aquatic ecology. It also focuses on like ecological issues at various levels, and
Mm-hmm.
again the influence of environmental factors on aquatic systems. Um,
Okay.
and then the third one was the Journal of Insect Conservation.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very specific to insects, but it also focused on papers that show uh, special implications for conservation and are focused on like, practical conservation measures. For instance, like the abstract suggested how farmers should like work to conserve their ordinary diversity. We thought this journal is okay.
Okay. So you choose the Springer Nature as a tool to
Yeah.
find. Okay, that's good. Okay, at least is it you've been experienced before using this kind of tools?
Not really.
Not
Usually,
really.
like, I don't know about Sabah, but for me at least, like, usually, like, most of the journals that are published there, it's just because, like, the thing I was reading, knew the, what kind of research submitted. So I didn't really have a role in that decision making,
Mhm.
but I think I'm doing more when I'm debating the first organizations.
Okay, that's good sharing. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamad. Okay. Okay, anyone want to share? Okay, no one. Okay, at least you. Sorry, what is that? Okay, we continue lah. Okay, wait. Oh, this one is very. I believe that most of you familiar with this kind of thing, structuring your manuscript. This is technical thing. Yeah, how to break thesis into several research articles. As I mentioned earlier, that you have the data, your findings, how to break it into several articles actually. So yeah, this the step. Yeah, I just go very roughly. This is the process. So usually we use this formula in ROD. Okay, but so by the way, thank you for sharing. Okay. Okay, this is the IMRA that this is the basic structure, but it depends on your field. Maybe somebody research and discussion they merge or maybe separate, right? It depends. And then yeah, I don't need to go this one. I don't want to go through this. Okay. Okay. It's very technical. I know you know about this. Okay. Structure each. Okay, for the maybe some of the editor's impression on your manuscript actually maybe it come look they will look at the visual one, so please alert or aware that how you are going to present your data clearly and effectively using the visuals. So present results in a logical order and focus on key findings. This is the most that you should highlight in the manuscript. Okay. This is the basic one. Discussion, interpret result, how to discuss the implication of finding, what's next, and relate back to the research question assessing literature, what's the gap you feel, and acknowledge the limitation. Okay. Yeah, the future. Yeah, this is the basic one. Restate the main findings. Okay. Okay. References. This is one more thing that you are encouraged to use. The Mendeley, for example. Maybe if you don't want to use the Mendeley, you can use another tools, the reference tool like the Zotero maybe. So actually it will, like if you use the tool, it's more efficient. It saves your time in terms of arranging the references. So if the journal want us to use the APA 7 edition style, and then your paper then got rejected, then you have to transfer your paper to another journal. Maybe the new journal want you to use the Chicago. So if you use the Mendeley, the reference manager tool, it will save your time a lot. You no need to focus more on this reference, the formatting things for the, especially for reference one. So please try to to refer or to cite recent 5 years of paper, except there is assumption where if you refer like the established book, for example, the guidebook, for example, like it is not the recent 5 years, like 80s or 90s, it's still okay. But for the research article, please refer recent 5 years, okay? And it ensures that the references are up to date and relevant to the topic. Yeah. Writing with clarity and precision. Yeah, this is the technique that I know you've been exposed, you know about this. I don't want to emphasize on it. Okay. This thing, yeah, this is art of writing. Yeah. You do you do the hard sciences, and then you got the data, but when come up to the writing things, the manuscript things, yeah, this is art of writing. So this kind of thing that you have to in order to do the verbs used, analyze and do analysis of all. So research writing things. So common pitfall why the paper got rejected, maybe due to the lack of clarity, weak or unfocused, failure to revise. Yeah, of course, there is a period where there is a deadline for you to submit the revision and you fail to revise accordingly, maybe exceed the period, and yeah, and then maybe you overly in terms of writing overly complex sentences, poor organization, the poor visual, for example, ignoring the audience, yeah, repetition and redundancy, lack of strong conclusion, improper citation, like you have 3 4 5 reasons here, for example, neglecting grammar and style. So that's why you have to send for the proofreading. If you are not good in English, for example, you can refer to maybe the native English speaker. Yeah, this importance of readability, language precision, and avoiding jargon. That's how important it is. So this is my experience before, where I sent for the proofreading. Yeah, and developing a strong research argument. If the argument is can come up with yeah, this is the basic one that from the website. If the website, most legit website, the government website, for example, the request from the data from the government authority, the authorities itself. Yeah. Okay. This one. Okay, data presentation that I've mentioned earlier. Okay. This is how you are going to arrange your data for even this kind. You can see it's quite basic, but still important. That's why some table can be merged into one. For example, if it's too crowded, you can separate into two. You have to think kind of that. It depends on your field. Okay, because okay, like this, the visual one, you can make it into one picture, combine images into single figure, for example. Okay. Okay, the journal submission and peer review process. That this is the first step. You done with your research and you prepare your manuscript submission, and then reviewing process and final decision. Is it declined or rejected or accept? Okay, or major correction something. Okay, so journal identification, yeah, we already know that you have to check, is it a reliable journal from the database, the scope of the journal, the aims of the journal, APC, how about the APC? So from the period of the initial submission to the acceptance, how it takes during the process, okay, follow the journal format. This is how important it is. Some journal, they provide the template, they provide the template, so you can simply use it. Okay, okay. This is the process, very woody. Submission process and peer review stages, digital outcomes. Yeah, is it minor or major revision or rejection or transfer to other journal? Okay. Okay, this is the feature that you can see if you are familiar with the Springer Nature system. So this is the thing that you can know, oh, my paper at what stage. You can see how transparent this publisher, right? So the big publisher like Springer and Xavier, they quite transparent. Or at the moment, news about your peer review process, the editor, yeah, more than 10 reviewers have been invited. Can only one reviewer has accepted to review, and finally one editor has received one review report. Only one. So we can know actually the status of our paper. We actually waiting, some journal not transparent with this, so we quite uh, uh, quite waiting and worrying what the status, because we still restricted with the timeline, right? So this is my experience actually during my postgraduate studies, my PhD time. I was invited as a reviewer because I've been published in some journals. Then that's why how important the publishing thing is. So because of you've been published in maybe in Springer Nature publisher, maybe one of the journal or under that publisher, right? So then you kind of that's recognized, right, in your field, in the topic itself. So during that time, I was invited as just a reviewer. I mean, start from author to a reviewer. Now, I'm an associate editor, okay, for a journal under the publisher of British Ecological Society. Yeah, for the journal People and Nature. But this is the reviewer role. Uh, as during my PhD. I mean, still at the moment, I receive many reviewing things, reviewing tasks. Okay, this is my appointment as associate editor. So you can see that it starts from a paper, right? So as a scholar, a PhD or master students enjoy collecting the data, and finally from the data, how we are going to make it to disseminate actually your findings to the community. Maybe it comes from the academic, but for non-academic like the layman, orang kampung, the village headman, for example, that's another thing. That one we don't want to focus more, because at the moment you as in the context of student, you just focus for the research article, just corpus or web science thing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, some of you have kind of experience of rejection, right? Or maybe major correction, major revision, need major revision. So you see some of comments kind of sometimes make us demotivate, right? So because of the comments, but it's okay. There's a room for improvement for you. Okay, just accept it because okay, after receiving comments from the reviewers, it's important for you to reply or not to reply, to acknowledge each comments of from them. So how acknowledge reviewer perspective? Of course, we are human. When you acknowledge their perspectives, so of course they will happy, right? So if you against with the commands, there is a way. There's a way to reply. Okay, you can against, but in the diplomatic way. So justify decision respectfully that I mentioned before. Please don't use some sentence that show that you really met to the commands. Okay. And then express willingness to address concern is some words that you can use like thank you, like something like you praise them. Okay. So this is the example that this is mine, okay, before. So yeah, this is paper response to the reviewer's comment. You can because you have to upload the reply to the audit, the reply to the reviewers, right? So this is the format, uh, like the comments and the response. You have to address each of the comments. So this is how you have to do. Okay, some words here like like I mentioned before, diplomacy is the key here in the reviewing stage. Okay, like you can see that accordingly you address the comments. The reviewers say that please add research questions. So research questions have been added accordingly. Okay. Thank you, like this. Thank you for valuable feedback on the something we appreciate. And then you come up, very you can see each of the comments, right? So it's okay, like I mentioned, it's okay to disagree, maybe because your research, right, maybe you have better knowledge on this, and then some maybe you use different methods, or the reviewer use not really into your method. You can say something so like this: thank you for the valuable feedback, we appreciate something regarding suggestion, like this kind of things. You can, this is the room for, I mean, the room for clarification. Because myself, during the as a reviewer, I learned a lot actually, because I have to understand another other researchers' work. So the, of course, it's slightly different with what I'm doing sometimes. Not really different, but maybe the method used, the software used, maybe the settings sometimes quite different. Maybe the research was conducted in African, for example. So we have the Southeast Asian perspective, but in African, the reality is different. So this kind of thing that we learn from the other research work, okay, other researchers' work, okay. Okay, okay. Data is data, but interpretation is crucial. Your ability to interpret data define you as a skill, a competent researcher. That's make you different. You scholar versus you lab assistant. So you can see the difference. You have the scholar thing, scholar mind, scholarly mind. Okay, so if first uh, methodology, if the methodology is unclear, of course I will check the paper. Okay, as a reviewer, as editor, I will check. I can see, I mean, this is the first thing that I will look. Okay, failure to meet general criteria, that's how I mentioned that you have to check the scope and the guideline. Okay, writing quality, it's from time to time actually. Don't be scared if I mean, if your first time to write the paper and expose to publishing thing, right? You will learn from time to time. So the skill of the art of writing, okay, lack of originality and novelty, yeah. Okay, dealing with rejections and revision. So, sorry. So consult expert. Expert means that you know your supervisor, your mentor, or your colleague, maybe your lab mates. Uh, so you can ask them. Maybe you can share your paper, like maybe they have kind of insight. What's the weakness? What the needs improvement for your paper? Then refine your question, thorough literature review. For literature review, some university very particular on it. We know that we have kind of a review articles like SLR, right? We have the systematic literature review where we use the Scopus or Web of Science articles only. And then we have bibliometric review, but most of us use the scoping review. Scoping review, yeah, it's easier. The easiest one is scoping review. We take A paper, we take B paper, we take C. I mean, the 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 finding, sorry, the finding from 3 article, but maybe one of that is not scopus. That's a scoping review weakness. We just take from maybe unimpactful paper and we discuss. This is the weakness of a scoping. So some university, like the student must do systematic literature review. Just accept this rather than the scoping review. Yeah, but we in UMS don't have this kind of thing. You can still flexible to use, okay, any of the type of review article reviewing type of article. You write clearly and concisely. Okay. How to stay motivated? Okay. After rejection, acknowledge your feeling, reframe rejection. Yeah, room for improvement. We still learning, right? You have to know that as a what is a PhD scholar or PhD graduate. PhD is a cert, but it's cert for you to be certified as a competent researcher. Means that you're able to do research. But after you got your PhD, yeah, that's the time. If you want to focus, maybe NASA research, it takes like 10 years. That's after you become the academician. So at the moment, please, I mean, the enjoy the process, the learning opportunities, reframe rejection as that one, learning opportunities, set realistic goals. This is, yeah, seek support and feedback. Your friends, your supervisors, stay committed to improvement. This is what I did before. If uh, I curious, sometimes maybe your supervisor quite busy or we want ask something that maybe you're comfortable with. I mean, I use this platform before ResearchGate, so I asked the community. So this is the discussion is there. So this is a very good community there in ResearchGate. You can ask. In this my era during the PhD, I mean, no AI things, yeah, no Gemini, no ChatGPT. So this I made before. Okay, now you easy. You can access to ChatGPT and Gemini AI things. I think no problem. This is a community. Okay. Yeah, even I asked the community actually where to put the framework in my thesis, for example. Even that's a very technical one. I don't know so yeah, it's very helpful for me. And then I would like to talk the ethical consideration in publication. Oh, 11:30. Okay, bear in mind before you submit your paper or something, yeah, you have to check the similarity index. Turn it in. Your supervisor have access to this. Turn it in. UMS subscribe this. Okay. And then ethical consideration and research permit. This is important. Okay. Because when you are going to publish, you have to state the permit number, the ethical consideration number. If not, the journal will reject you, not accept your paper. Even your paper is accepted, but you fail to show them that this research is underwent the ethical consideration or research permit things. Okay. All Springer Nature journals, you have to comply with international standard of research reporting. If I'm concerned, something like that, yeah, like this, you have to in your paper. This is the Sabah because I did my PhD in Sarawak, so at the moment, yeah, I'm in Sabah. So this is I know you quite familiar with this. Sabes, okay. Okay, no lah. The research ethics, okay, for the medical one. Okay, this kind of things. Okay. Okay, recognizing and avoiding predatory journals. Yeah, use these databases only. Okay, this one, someone asked me, right? MDPI. Actually, we have the official garis panduan, the guideline, right, from the KPT, Ministry of Higher Education, where the local grants, the KPT grants, I mean the KPT grants and university grant, they banned three publisher, which is the Hindawi, Frontier, and MDPI. So I can say please avoid these three publisher, huh? Because yeah, I don't want to say, I mean, in depth for these three, but it's quite controversial. But please avoid because the university, even even if your paper is accepted under this publisher, the university don't want to pay for this. Okay, this is from KPT and the letter released by the RMC, the Universiti Malaysia Sabah. Okay, yeah, SJR, Simago, please don't use low credible sources. Use the Scopus one. Yeah? Be aware, we have hijacker journal. Yeah, during my PhD, I have the collaborative paper with my friend from the UKM. So actually, yeah, we have been published to the fake journal. Even the name of it is same. So you have to check the website and verify the journal to the Scopus databases. UMS subscribe Scopus, please use it. Okay, like this. This is the fake one that we've published. Yeah, this is the legit one. You can see, but the name of it is similar. This is the you can see the real one is this, and the below one is the fake one. Okay. Okay, some good publisher, yeah, you know, Xavier, Springer Nature, Willy. We have many, we have more, but yeah, this is some of good publishers. Okay, after you publish your research findings, this is another thing. It's about H index, something. I know you familiar with H index, right? The number of citations. Yeah. So that's this dissemination of your paper, dissemination of findings, that your visibility. Okay. This is kind of strategies to increase your visibility and citation after you publish your article. So there are platforms like Google Scholar, most of us familiar of this, ResearchGate, Academia, and even LinkedIn. Okay, various platform you can disseminate your research. Okay. This is the basic concept of the H index. As you can see, the y-axis number of citation and x-axis is journal articles, rank of number of citations. Yeah, that's the how it works. Okay, high quantity plus high quality. That's it. High H index reflect to the high quantity plus high quality. It takes time for you to increase your H index, but at least you know implementing this strategy can help elevate your H index. What H index? It of course reflects your impact influence in academic community. It's not just H index. Yeah. Okay. Publish frequently. Okay. Collaborate effectively, target high impact journals. So that's why I mentioned to you, at least you publish into Scopus Index journal, not error. Try to not publish in my site, but target high impact journals. Okay. Promote your work. Yeah. This my record, but it's just early career. I joined UMS just 2 years. Yeah, and I finished my PhD in 2024 and joined as academician in ITBC. So this is my small H index here 7, but yeah, it's from time to time. Yeah. So you can see that from cited by, right, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7 and 8. So I need one more citation for the 7 and 8 paper here, right? So I need one more for economic assessment, one more for economic impact in order to get H index of 8. Yeah, this is how it works, how H index. We can increase our H index. So this we can target, okay, for the citation. Okay, this is Scopus where 5 H index. Yeah, Scopus. Okay, this is the ResearchGate account. Yeah, this is Web of Science, still baby 3, only 3, but yeah, it means that I have to do more work in publishing. Okay, academia, I'm not really use it. Benefits of preprints. Okay, I don't want to touch on this. Okay, preprint. Oh, actually, yeah, preprint actually after we submit our paper into the Springer journals, so they will offer like if you want to do preprint. Preprint means that you can accelerate dissemination of research. I mean, not officially published, but the academic community can comment on the paper. Yeah, it's publicly, the people can see your work, but it's not published yet. Yeah. So include visibility and citations. Even I have one paper like still preprint, but I don't know. It was cited by some people, but yeah, that's preprint. We have this thing preprint, like the research square, right? They have the OR. Yeah, you can cite preprint, protecting your idea from being claimed by others. Okay, this is yeah. Uh, yeah, this one. Okay. Okay, this some published work from a dissertation. This is my experience before. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, because I was a university scholarship holder in UPM, which is named Graduate Research Fellow. So the regulation, I mean, in order for you to graduate, you have to publish Q1 or Q2. So that's why I experienced with this kind of Q1, Q2 before, because of the university make this compulsory for the scholarship recipient. Yeah, for the thesis, right? Objective 1 and 2, yeah, like this. Objective 2, I make it into another paper. 3, another paper. 2 and 1 combined. And how actually you got the data and how you are going to discuss your data into another paper. You have to be smart on this. Yeah. Science corpus, and of course this non-index, like, yeah, I have also non-index like my site, and yeah, maybe like very thin data, and I want to share something. Yeah, I have this paper main panggil. So after you're done with your research, your the community, academic community, right? So this is the layman come during my this is a newspaper, the National newspaper in Bahasa. I've shared the one of the data, not the data. I mean, still data. It's about the perspective. You as a scholar, then how you are going to translate in easiest way, in easiest language, the layman language, so that the people can understand what you doing. I mean, yeah, there's a secret language, the extension, and then this published during my PhD times, and then the one is published after I joined the UMS. So this kind of things that you can do actually, but it's not counted as graduation regulation for you to graduate. No. Okay. So what I can say, uh, choosing the right channel, preparing your manuscript, submission and peer review, and avoiding common pitfalls, and finally ethical publishing. So these things that you have to concern on, yeah, in terms of publication. Okay, publishing, yeah, is the process of continuous learning and improvement. Requires patience, resilience, and attention to detail. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Use them as learning opportunities for your next submission. Even your paper got rejected many times, yeah, don't be sad and try to send to another. Maybe the journal is uh, not really I mean, not fit enough to get published in that journal. So it's okay. Always consult with your supervisor. Keep pushing your research forward, and remember, every rejection is a step towards improving and getting published. And I wish you good luck. Enjoy your postgrad journey. Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to share this one. UMS also provide financial support. I mean, for the scheme dana penerbitan for the publication. Yeah, this is your supervisor can ask money from the UMS press. Please aware of this. Yeah, you can ask money, and of course, UMS also have kind of incentive uh, for those who successfully publish their paper. Yeah, there are some incentives provided by the UMS Press. Okay. Hmm. Okay. These are the things. Actually, you as a students, postgraduate student, as a scholar, you can volunteer yourself as a reviewer. Yeah, this is a savior. Okay, we have reviewer hub, and I think Springer also have this kind of things. So it's kind of a recognition actually. So your CV, you can mention that you been experienced as a reviewer for this journal, yeah, something like that. Okay, that's good. If you aims to be an academician, okay. Okay, this is yeah, this is just during my PhD times, PhD journey. You got the set from the system lah. So far, any questions? So far, any questions? We have 10 minutes left. All good. Okay. No questions. Okay, please. We have the attendance link. Um, don't forget to click the attendance link. Yeah. Okay. All good. Okay. I believe that all of you understand for today's lecture. Just sharing based on my experience during the doctorate journey. Yeah. Everyone have different experience. So what I can say, enjoy the process. It's not about the publishing thing and done your thesis. I mean, your thesis, solely your thesis, but the process is very cool, sangat mahal. Yeah, and no need lah, no need this task. I just okay, so far sudah isi attendance. I think saya tak ada apa-apa lagi lah. I've no, I end my lecture now since there is no question from you. So if you have any question, you can simply contact me if you want to ask something about today's topic or publication or whatever you want to ask. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Semua sudah isi attendance link lah kan? Okay, welcome. Sabah Redman. Uh, siapa nama kamu ya? Your real name is what? Sabah Redman. Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, okay. I thought that's not real name. So sorry. Okay. 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 Thank you for attending my lecture today, and I wish you all the best. Okay. Unique name. Okay. Bye. Hmm, to end this.